Clicking live,
Clicking live
clicking
with the squeaky
live,
flow.
clicking live.
Clicking live with the squeaky
Click.
flow. Knock you down
No,
like a
no.
domino.
Yo, yo, yo. Uh-oh. Okay.
Back in
Are we
grade
live?
school, they taught me how to flow. Now I'm making records like a seasoned pro. Oh!
Whoa, whoa. Okay.
Hey, this
So,
Eric's
yeah.
not stuttering, so don't even accuse him.
Do you have that sound already? You
Oh,
should
no,
have
I
the
didn't put it
sound.
on here yet. Yeah, I haven't
You
had a
should put it
chance
on.
to update my stream deck.
You should put it on.
Tech Talk, time
Everyone's
to
supposed.
rock. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? We're just goofing off like amateurs. We're supposed to have like tight intros.
Yes, yes. You're supposed to play some amazing music like my music, my soundtrack, which is called. You could tell something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's too late now. We have to start.
Mm-hmm. Probably still haven't listened to that song, have you?
No.
All right, so wanted to do something fun. We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. And what we're talking about is going back through Jordan Peterson's message to Muslims from last year. Classic video, classic Jordan Peterson, well-meaning while having absolutely no clue what he's dealing with. So, you remember this video from last year, AP?
Oh, yes. How could I possibly forget that?
Yeah, and
Find a pen pal.
don't give away the solution to all of the world's problems. We should just play clips of like every violent encounter between the protesters and whoever else, and just
Yeah.
play Jordan Peterson's get a pen pal.
Yeah, there should be clips like that of like showing the two sides fighting brutally, killing each other, and then he just appears out of nowhere. How about find a pen pal? Yeah.
How about no?
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to we're going to go through Jordan Peterson's video from last year, where he
Inshallah.
meant well, but didn't know what he was dealing with. But AP, let's make sure everyone is up to date on what's been going on. So for anyone who's been on Mars, what's been going on? Give us a quick rundown, because you've been covering the stuff when I've been sleeping. You've been
Yes.
going live. So what's been going on? What's the latest? What you got? What's the deal?
So we are in the wow. How long has it been? One, two, three, a third, fourth, almost week of this of a war.
Clean your room and make your bed, Muhammad.
Of a war that started several weeks ago, which is now called the Israel-Hamas War 2023, which started with Hamas invading as a surprise Israel and shooting down civilians, abducting them, torturing them, burning homes down, raping, taking hostages, and so on. Israel had a very firm response and immediately declared war, have been bombing Gaza since. And just 2 days ago, they finally started the ground operation and went into Gaza, where they are now operating and trying to take, village by village, district by district.
Which is what Muhammad Hijab told them to do. He said
Yeah.
if they're real men, they'll do a ground invasion, not just drop bombs. They'll do a ground invasion and go face off man to man.
Yes, and that's what they're
So
doing right now.
so the IDF is doing, just to be clear, the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, are doing exactly what Dawa champ Muhammad Hijab told them to do.
Mohammed Hijab is an idiot, and he, of course, will do things like, I say, you see, the IDF would never dare actually go in and fight. You see, they're cowards, they're scared. And why would you say dumb stuff like that? And when it's quite clear that they will probably eventually go down there and start operating. What is his excuse now? Is he going to complain about that too now? Is he going to complain
Yeah,
about that and say,
he'll be on there again. So shame on them for invading and facing up. They should just drop bombs like real men. It's like
so now they are actually in there, and it's a very difficult, very risky operation that is ongoing. We talked about this yesterday on my stream. Gaza is incredibly densely populated. Going in there, going
Nightmare.
between buildings into homes, possibly people are hiding everywhere. Hamas masquerading as civilians are hiding everywhere. It's a nightmare. It could be very, very, very bad. But Israel is very determined in going in there and taking out Hamas, finishing them completely,
Hmm.
and possibly installing a new government there and building a very secure separation between Gaza and Israel. I guess what they're trying to do is now to it didn't work this way. Let them self-govern and have this safe zone. So what they want to do is to remove Hamas completely, get rid of their influence entirely, have an influenced government installed there, and make a significantly wider and safer um, zone that is no
Did you
military.
say whiter?
Yes,
A whiter
wider,
zone? They want it
wider.
more white?
Yeah, more.
Interesting
Yeah,
how race always enters into the equation when Turkish AP gets the mic.
yes, yes. That's how it
Uh,
is.
3 cent. Who was that? Three
And there's also
cents.
a lot of tension right now. A lot of tension. Today, there's been so
There
many
is?
news,
Wait, there
and
is?
people are
There's
no,
tension?
people are. Oh, there is more than just that. There's like regional tension, like all the time where you're getting news of like possible escalations.
Yeah.
Earlier, they said that a missile um, from where from Yemen or something was intercepted.
Oh, yeah, I
Uh,
saw that.
yeah, and was aimed at Israel. And now Jordan stepped in, and Jordan asked America for help in, uh, anti-air or anti-missile defenses and things like that. So it's like things are getting really, really heated at the moment, and everyone is kind of on edge, fearing it could lead to a greater war. But so
Um,
far, we're good.
3 cents asked what the movie I mentioned yesterday was with Clint Eastwood. That was Unforgiven. Unforgiven. And for anyone who wants to watch what I referred to, just look for the ending scene. That's where Clint Eastwood comes out and he tells everyone that he's going to massacre all of them if they take a shot at him. Anyway, it's a
It's cool.
pretty tough scene.
That
Did
sounds
y'all
cool.
see what's happening in Dagestan? Yes, I did.
Yes,
In
yes, we have
fact,
seen
matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull this up real quick.
a
Latest
peaceful
from
protest.
Dagestan. Look at this. AP's got his own news agency, Moscow, according to AP.
Yeah,
Hundreds of people stormed into the main airport in Russia's Dagestan region and onto the landing field Sunday, chanting anti-Semitic slogans and seeking passengers arriving on a flight from Tel Aviv, Israel. Russian news agencies and social media reported. Russian news reports said the crowd surrounded the airliner, which belonged to Russian carrier Red Wings. Authorities closed the airport in Makatskala, the
yeah,
capital of the predominantly Muslim region, and police converged on the facility. Turkmenistan's Ministry of Health said more than 20 people were injured, with 2 in critical condition. Said the injured included police officers and civilians.
yeah.
Video on social media showed some in the crowd waving Palestinian flags and others trying to overturn a police car. Anti-Semitic slogans can be heard being shouted, and some in the crowd examined the passports of arriving passengers, apparently in an attempt to identify those who were Israeli. Why would they want to be identifying those who were Israeli? Isn't that weird?
No idea. It's all just it looks like they're just looking for peace there. That's what it looks like. They were apparently going from in the transport cars from the airports, from car to car, going everywhere around trying to find Israelis, saying like "death to Jews," doing the whole Haibar, yeah, Yehud thing from the river to the sea. And why would they do this? Does it look like it looks like it's all just about some political stuff, right? Right? It's definitely not about hating Jews or about Islam, right, David?
No, can't be.
Can't be, can't be.
No. Um, although there is stuff like this. It was narrated that Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah said, the hour will not begin until the Muslims fight the Jews, and the Muslims will kill them, until a Jew hides behind a rock or tree, and the rock or tree will say, oh Muslim, oh slave of Allah, there's a Jew behind me, come and kill him.
You're just taking this out of context.
Yeah, in context, it's all a joke. Muhammad is telling a joke.
Yeah, he was basically, he was pulling a prank. He was saying, "Hey, I have to tell you something," and then later he said, "I'm just kidding, guys." That's actually the context behind this. Yeah.
All right. Let's. Oops.
And what is just so annoying about all of this? People don't understand. Lots of people, even those who talk about the political aspects of all of this, don't understand the influence that Islam has in everything that is happening right now. I mean, Islam is a major root cause of this.
No, it's just freedom fighters.
Otherwise, why do you see Muslims everywhere like, stand up and shout Islamic slogans? Right? But they don't want to talk about it.
7 years ago, Boston College School of Theology professor Natanya G. Jalong Best did 90 lectures on YouTube. A, Islam for Catholics 101, and B, Muslim women and Islamic law. These are so incredibly cringy. Well, almost everything put out by college professors having anything to do with Islam is generally pretty cringy.
Quite often, yes.
Let's see, another one here. How did the pro-jihad folks get crowds, get tens of thousands of people into the streets marching on their behalf? How do we get lots of people marching? How do we get lots of people marching for Israel?
It's difficult to tell, right? I mean, right now the Palestinian pro-Palestinian side is just trying to win people over by making this about oppression. And in the West, we have this.
That's smart.
They had this thing where people think, "Oh, I need to speak up for the oppressed. I need to speak up for the, for those who, the less fortunate." And this is a matter of compassion. And then you have a bunch of people out there, a bunch of idiots, useful idiots, go out there and say, "Free, free Palestine! Look, everyone is saying it right now. My favorite celebrity is saying Free Palestine right now. So how about I should say that too? Free, free Palestine! Don't you know what Israel is doing?"
And this super cool, all the super cool kids on campus are yelling Free Palestine, so I'll do it too, and then I could be part of the cool group, and I could be a true freedom fighter, even though all I'm doing is running and ranting about Jews.
Yeah,
see, I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy here.
And what are they doing by that? By doing this, they are being fooled into supporting what is basically an ultimately Islamist, an Islamic apocalyptic goal. That is, it is part of the idea of Islamic jihad and fighting for Islam in the end times. All these useful idiots around the world, these leftists, socialists, communists, now even some conservatives are just there thinking, "Oh no, this is just about oppression. This is just about it's just about this and that." But they are just supporting Islamist plans here without knowing it.
Yeah. So the question is, how do we get lots of people marching for Israel? And well, in an interesting turn of events, we had a showdown between the Black Hebrew Israelites and protesters for Palestine. Did everyone catch this on Twitter?
That's ridiculous.
Hang on. Hey, check it now, guys. For anyone who doesn't know, there's a weird cult in the U.S. It's spread other places now, but mainly in the U.S. There's this weird cult that believes that that Black Americans are actually, at least certain ones that came here on slave ships, are actually the true Jews. So they believe that they're the true Israelis, the true children of Israel, who at times when Jews were expelled from Israel, they went down to Africa, and then they ended up on slave ships, and now they're over here. But they're the true Jews, and the people who are in Israel now are imposters. So these guys do not like Jews either. And so you'd think that they'd be on the same side with the Palestinian protesters, the people yelling free, free Palestine, turns out they didn't get along very well. And so here's video from Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see the protesters with the Palestinian flags. The guys they're fighting are the Black Hebrew Israelites in Chicago. And, let's go ahead and look at this. So those are the Black Hebrew Israelites are now on the other side of the street there. And then I think they're going to start throwing stuff at each other after the little brawl.
This is so funny.
This is really, really interesting, man. I mean, two groups that really, really, really hate Jews. and they're screaming at each other from opposite sides of the street.
That is weird.
Yeah, this would be interesting if police didn't break this up, because the Black Hebrew Israelites look like they're outnumbered by the protesters, but I would guess that they're significantly tougher man on man than the protesters are.
Yeah,
let's see what happens here. Hey, got that protester flipping the bird, man. Another thing that's relevant here is the Black Hebrew Israelites are very adept at remaining within the law. So police show up, they'll sort of make it clear that they're not breaking the rules, because they don't want to get rounded up. Whereas these protesters are a little more unhinged.
I don't get one thing. They're just fighting the Black Hebrew Israelites here, and they're yelling "Free Palestine."
Yeah, it looked in the end like they were waving their stuff in front of them, and some Hebrew Israelites just grabbed their stuff, just started grabbing their flags and throwing them on the ground, and this made the guys flip out. I think that's the background. I mean, you got to wonder, right? Like, are the Palestinians walking? Are the Palestinian protesters walking down the street, and they're like, we're gonna get the Jews, and these guys are like, what? We're the real Jews? Like, what? And then they're like, a brawl breaks out. Let's go.
I know. I'm confused. Like, what's the deal of the Black
what
Hebrew
started
Israelites
this out? Yeah. You guys hate the exact same people for different reasons. You hate the exact same people. Look at this. Look how deep they are.
Bunch of lunatics.
Look at this. It's crazy. It's like everywhere around the world, man. Showing up 20, 30, 40, 50,000 deep.
Yeah. I want to say about one thing that about the question in the super chat that we just read was, how do we get people to rally for Israel? I just want to say there's one thing that I feel very glad about, which is that you don't have to rally for Israel, because Israel will just do whatever they want to do at the moment. It's not people can go around and say free Palestine all they want. It doesn't matter. Nobody's going to back down. Israel is very determined right now after what happened on October 7th, and they're not going to listen to these idiots.
Yeah, they're not. So, and in fact, I've seen Ben Shapiro say that. He's like, you want to know what you do? Get out of the way. Right? You want to know how you get support? Get out of the way. Stop interfering. Baptist Barbie here says, have to pay my weekly jizya. Thank you. Thank you, Mossad Barbie. La snack bar to AP's Lord and Savior Muhammad. Joking.
Gosh.
What is this? AP, is it turkey or?
It is. What
is that word there?
Is it Turkey or Turkey? Oh, this is
Turkey.
Turkey changed the official name of Turkey on the international level because they find Turkey offensive, and they said we should be called Turkey, so which is the Turkish version. So that's what they did, and now nations and some respectful people respect that and say Turkey, but to me it's Turkey. It's just Turkey. Don't be ridiculous.
Don't be ridiculous. John Calder says, what could we do to defeat a mass Muslim violent uprising without being accused of being like the Nazis when we have to dismantle their enclaves and put down their leaders and potentially exile them? Gosh, John's here talking about exiling people. It is...
just don't be like the Nazis.
Yeah, I do think Islam does a great job of forcing people to do things they don't want to do. Right? Like the ideal here in the West has been, hey, we can all get along and all sorts of different backgrounds. And these guys are going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing until people say, nope, can't do this anymore. And they're going to have to end up doing some things that they don't want to do anymore.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be blamed for saying, hey, no, gotta.
How about no?
How about no? All right, here we have Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is discovering the Muslim mentality in their reply to him. Yes, he is. And you wonder how he how it's taken him so long to get this, right? He's a smart guy, and he's not as easily manipulated as most of the people he normally criticizes. So you think what's taking him so long? Because this is not difficult to figure out.
I think he still doesn't get it, though.
Yeah, I know. You can see by his recent stuff. It always looks like he starts to get it. I mean, his clip where he says, "Well, Muhammad was a warlord, so I have to do something with that." I mean, that was like a decade ago. And then they'll talk to him, and okay, I apologize, and then.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said warlord. I see that now.
People have pointed out your Jordan Peterson impression is getting better and better.
I know. I'm working on it.
You're like crushing it.
Yeah, I'm spending a lot of time in front of the mirror every day, working on my Jordan Peterson impression. Yeah.
Oh, and here, Sandman, stop fighting. Here, say this like Jordan Peterson.
Oh, I can't do it when I'm prompted. You have to say it.
Stop fighting, you Shias and Sunnis. Get a pen pal. This is actually we keep joking about this, ladies. This is actually his solution to 14 centuries of Sunnis and Shias slaughtering each other in the name of Allah. You're talking, I mean, Muhammad said that the best generation of Muslims was his generation. That generation almost annihilated itself by killing each other over disagreements. And Jordan Peterson is convinced, hey, get a pen pal and start up a platform where you guys can have some discussions, eh? And
yeah.
And here, King of Corinth.
That's ridiculous, man.
I don't know what this is meant to, but it sounds like something like Jordan Salute. Hey, you guys tried love?
Oh, you know what? That could be what's his name? Lex Friedman.
Oh, Lex Friedman. Yeah. There you go.
He
Lex
does
Friedman.
But how about we try to approach this with love? Did we think about love before?
It's exactly the same. These are very intelligent people. Lex is a very, very intelligent person. Jordan Peterson is a very, very intelligent person. And you ask them, hey, what do we need to do about this? And they give the exact same response that was from that I don't remember which Jenner girl.
One of them, I have no idea which one.
It was the Pepsi commercial. I think it was a Pepsi commercial, and it was it was Black Lives Matter protesters and police, and it's all about to let loose, and she shows up with a Pepsi, and then everyone celebrates and so on. But it's the exact same mentality. Here, this simple little easy thing will solve this 14 centuries of
hey, I have an idea. Why don't we just make peace?
Hey, have you guys tried love? Oh,
never thought about that before. Huh? Now that you mention it.
Wait a minute. Don't all religions just teach love like Lex Friedman said? So, hey, if we all teach love, then all we really need is a pen pal. Problem solved.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Favorite carnival rides? Like carnival rides. Carnival rides like me.
Carnival riots.
Will Allah be naked? Yeah, when he pulls up his dress, show off that shin.
Yeah.
Gonna be looking like Muhammad Hijab stripping in front of everybody. Rabban Ibrahim's books, Sword and Scimitar and Defenders of the West, are excellent histories of Islam in the West. Have you read them or listened to the audio version? No, I've met Rabban Ibrahim. I haven't read his stuff. If you catch him when he's young, he was actually a bodybuilder when he was young. So there are pictures of him from back in the day when he was all massive and shredded.
The only book you ever need to read is the Quran. That's all.
Yeah, it's the only book that matters. The only book that matters. Hey, let's go ahead and look at one more clip before we check out Jordan Peterson. This is from I don't know who's making this, but I think it's two Israeli comedians, but they're making fun of the BBC. But this will line up perfectly with a lot of the reporting that we've been checking out. So let's check this out.
Good evening from London. Here are some news from the war in Gaza. Israel has bombed a hospital, killing hundreds of innocent people. More.
Look, the number changed.
Much better. With more details.
Did you catch that?
Yeah.
She said more and the number goes up.
Our Middle East correspondent, Harry Whitegilt.
His name's Harry Whitegilt.
Who are these people? Who did this?
I don't know. They're just joking, but I don't know who they are.
This is funny.
So this is BBC correspondent Harry Whitegilt.
Good evening, Rachel, from the illegal colony of Tel Aviv. Israeli officials has denied bombing the hospital, but we have video footage showing what really happened indeed.
Here you go.
Absolutely shocking, Harry.
Yeah, we got this video from Hamas.
They put BBC News, we love Hamas across the screen. We got this video from Hamas.
The most credible, not terrorist organization in the world. I'm sorry, Rachel, I've got some terrible news. The United States Pentagon says it has evidence Israel did not bomb the hospital.
Wait, what? What? Well, I guess it's going to be one of those things we can never be sure about. Like how the Jews knew about 9/11 and
How did the Jews knew about 9/11?
not go to work that day.
Look at her face.
They just published recording of Hamas freedom fighters admitting they were the one who fired the missiles by mistake.
איזה טעות, יא אלוהים. אני ראיתי את הטיל שלנו על הבית חולים של עצמנו.
Oh, this is awesome. Oh boy.
يلا بسيدر لو نرى أولي هيو شما كما هو مهم تاخذ ضحيم يعني تل عسل تل بصل
Well, I guess we'll never know exactly what happened.
לא, זה אנחנו.
No, we didn't.
It's just going to stay a mystery.
مو مستوي يا مصطفى يا نحن لقمر يا نحن
But it's still Israel's fault, indeed.
Of course.
Because the Israeli blockade prevented Hamas from getting proper functioning missiles, and this is why tragic accidents like these happens indeed.
Thank you so much, Harry. Good night, everyone. And
Harry.
remember, Israel is ISIS.
Wow.
This is good.
Pretty brutal.
That's good. I'm looking this up right now. This is an Israeli satirical comedy show. That's funny. Never heard of this before.
No, I never have either.
It's called Eretz Nehederet, a wonderful country.
Hi, AP. Someone made a claim that bombs kill people. Is this true? And if so, how do we get the word out? Thanks.
I just found out about this. when I was, it was very shocking. I was listening to Piers Morgan's conversation with Cenk Uygur, and Cenk Uygur there said, said, "I have news for you, Americans. Bombs kill people.
Wait, he
Yeah,
said
they
what?
kill people." He said, "Bombs kill people." I know when I heard this, I couldn't believe
Is that is he right though?
I'm not sure entirely, but I think he is. He said it with confidence. He said, "Bombs
Wait a
kill
minute, because
people."
I always say our live streams are the bomb. So
That means like your live streams kill people.
whoa,
We should probably stop.
something to take seriously.
Yeah, that's what Cenk Uygur said. I would always recommend watching it. It's very revolutionary. Ever since, I'm kind of against bombs, but yeah, I don't know what to do.
In general, I agree with most of what Jordan Peterson says, but I don't believe he has done an in-depth study of the Quran or Hadith. You think? He doesn't seem to know anything.
Yeah, how about no?
Hey, wouldn't it be awesome for him to like do a study of the Quran, like the way he does it with like Genesis?
Yeah,
Like and do like a series of 20 lectures on the Quran and his psychological interpretation, because he's going to see all sorts of psychological problems with Muhammad if he looks into Muhammad. Like this guy's beyond warlord. So Jordan Peterson knows Muhammad was a warlord, but he would find some serious psychological issues if he actually looked into his life.
You know what the problem is though? With Jordan Peterson acting so unpredictably cool with Islam, I feel like I would expect him to, like, after reading it a little bit, thinking, "Wow, this is really, really bad," and then do something about that. But I feel like we would be surprised, and he would shockingly try to take the Quran and all the violent, hateful, messed up, ignorant stuff in it, and he would try to interpret it in some in a deeper way and make something different out of it, because he just doesn't want to acknowledge that Islam is a big problem. He doesn't want to do that.
Doesn't want to do that. Got potential allies out there.
Yeah.
Here we got this Mercedes fan who keeps sending us super chats. May Allah reunite you and AP and Jahannam Kafir.
Inshallah.
Why? We're right here. We're right here.
Inshallah.
But I think he's quoting a Quran verse here.
Oh, yeah.
I'll worry about it later.
That's very mean.
He started it. I just finished it. Stefan says, how about a debate between AP as Jordan Peterson and David as Mike Wingeling on achieving peace? That would be a good one. What would Jordan Peterson say?
What would he say? I don't know. How about find a pen pal? That's what he would say. Yeah.
Heidly ho, neighbor. That's a gosh darn tootin' great idea. I'm gonna go get a pen pal right now. Hey, ISIS, can we talk? We could be best friends forever. I love you. You love me. Well.
Man.
Nick Islander. We got Renewed Heart. Thank you both. We got Human Kirk.
What?
I understand, Jordan Peterson. It's denial. Who would want to admit we have admitted into our countries a fascist supremacist ideology calling itself a religion? And it's gotta suck that like Jordan Peterson thinks that he has these potential allies, and then like the moment he criticizes or questions anything they say, they go off on him.
How dare you?
I mean, it's got to suck, right? You start thinking, "Oh, I've got some potential allies out there," and now they're calling for my destruction too.
But you know what the problem with that is?
Start feeling lonely, man.
The problem with that is when he does that. I mean, ever since he started doing that, he started like being not very honest about Islam because of alliances and all of that. I can't really respect him very much, because that's contrary to everything he said in the past. That's contrary to how a person with with integrity, as he propagated it for so long, should act. I don't know. It's very disappointing.
Yeah, maybe we should maybe we should watch the video so people can see what we're talking about here. John H. says, Jordan Peterson is a classic conservative and hopes the Muslims will come around to reason and logic. And yeah, and we've seen this over and over again. We've brought it up over and over again that the issue is if you're basing your view of Islam on some Muslim friends that you've had, or I mean, he's an academic, so Muslim professors and Muslim students, you think, wait, I know some really nice Muslims, so Islam can't be the problem. It must be some people messing with it or misrepresenting it or something like that. And we're like, no, read the sources here. We got some issues here. Got a few issues here. And nope, can't believe that. AP.
Yes.
AP Jordan Peterson request. How about no? I don't buy your Pepsi.
That's good.
I don't buy your Pepsi.
I don't buy your Pepsi. Pepsi.
Giovanni says, hi, sweetie pies. That's us.
Yeah. Cool.
Let's see. Did you already see the short video? Russian airport stormed by pro-Palestine protesters heading to the gates with departure around the time. Yeah, we read a little bit of the article, but yeah, there are videos of that stuff going on.
Yeah.
And two more quick super chats here, and then we'll check out the video. The beautiful and wise Muhammad Hijab introduced Andrew Tate as a controversial figure on their podcast. Doesn't Andrew Tate have an Oxford degree? Hey, we should check that out. If he introduced him as a controversial figure, and yet he complained when Piers Morgan introduced him as a controversial figure, that would be a bit inconsistent. Matter of fact, AP, that might be a good little Twitter video. We'll have to check it out.
To be fair, Andrew Tate doesn't have any degrees except his PhD.
Yeah, he said they both got PhD. No, actually, he's got a PhD. Hijab doesn't yet, but he's working on one, so he'll eventually catch up.
PhD.
Hadith says Muslims will kill Jews with kindness. Yeah, that's what it means. Come kill him with kindness.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and check out some Jordan Peterson. So, guys, again, this is from, I think this was last July. It's last June or July of last year, something like that. And this is when Jordan Peterson had been having some interactions with Muslims, and they were really, really liking him because Jordan Peterson and the Ben Shapiros and so on, they're criticizing a lot of the LGBTQ stuff, the trans stuff, and Muslims were sort of cheering them on and so on. So Jordan Peterson realized that I've got an opportunity to build some bridges here, and decided to build some bridges. And it's interesting because I know exactly what Jordan Peterson is trying to do here, and I could have told him exactly why. This is not going to work, but let's go ahead and check out. So this is from a little over a year ago.
It's from July 2022. Yeah.
July of last year. And we're going to see how this video has aged in 1 year.
Inshallah.
Hi, all.
How you doing?
I've been informed by many sources and also observed online, not least because of my discussions with a variety of Muslim thinkers, supporters, and critics, that I have developed an audience in the Muslim world.
You catch that? He's caught on that he has a ton of Muslim fans. He has a Muslim audience.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. That's good to know, right? Yeah. He's heard he has a big Muslim audience. All right. Great. Okay. Wow.
I would first like to say that
You're crushing it, man. That's funny because I think of myself more as the impersonation guy. That you're crushing Jordan Peterson, man.
Not be more pleased or honored that such is the case. It has been so heartening to see that my biblical lectures, for example, attracted a large Muslim audience, and that the comments from the Muslim watchers and listeners to my YouTube channel and podcast have been so extraordinarily positive.
Yes.
This is just a year ago, man. This is only a year ago. Hey, I've got all these Muslim fans and they're really liking my videos and I'm really making a difference. And I have all these Muslim fans out there and we're going to unite and we're going to make the world a better place. Well,
all this is lovely to see in the aftermath of the extraordinary Abraham Accords, which have laid out the possibility for peace between all.
There you have it.
After saying that, you already lost all the Muslims who are listening.
Here we go.
When you mentioned Abraham Accords.
Let me rewind it here.
Abraham Accords, which have laid out the possibility for peace between all the people of the book.
Yeah, it's working out
in
really
an
well.
Unprecedented manner.
It's unprecedented. Hey. So this is 2022. So obviously things are going to be way better by now in 2023, right?
Yeah, obviously.
After all, you've got the Abraham Accords. What could go wrong?
And I have something to say as an extension of all of this. Please forgive my presumption, if you would.
No, not going to happen. No. Do you remember how they reacted? They flipped out after this. This, yeah. Yes. They everyone was blasting away at him after this.
Yeah.
It is time for those of you in the Muslim world to stop fighting among yourselves, you Shiites and Sunnis.
You Shiites and Sunnis. God, this is so condescending. It's incredible. He's treating them like little kids.
Yeah. Hey, stop that. Stop that. You've been doing it for 14 centuries, but now I'm here to tell you.
Hey, kids, stop
in the words of my friend Lex Friedman, all religions teach love. What's the problem?
This is really so condescending. Like I saw this.
It's extremely condescending the entire time.
I listened to this, and as I was listening to it, I inevitably in my mind went back to my Muslim state and perceived that as a Muslim does, and it's just so cringy, so insulting, and so how did he think this would be a good idea? I don't get it.
Yeah, and I said I know what he's doing here. Jordan Peterson, he didn't say this, but I can just tell. He's picked up on the idea that the guys that they end up with as their dawah leaders and so on are guys who are like thumping their chests and speak in a condescending manner and talk to people and just tell people the way it is and this is what you need to do. Stop being a baby. Blah 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 blah. You can think of Andrew Tate, right? Andrew Tate just jumps on there. Oh, everyone's a loser. I'm a winner. Blah blah blah. And Muslims, we love you, Andrew Tate. So Jordan Peterson is thinking, oh, well, I can be that, and I could be that father figure they're all looking for, and I could be their dad, and tell them, hey, this is what you're going to do. You Sunnis and Shias, stop doing that. Stop doing that. I'll tell you what to do. And not realizing, no, you are an outsider telling them what to do, Jordan Peterson. And yes. Yeah, they may have liked some of your points dealing with LGBTQ stuff or trans stuff or something like that. That does not mean you get the pass to boss them around.
There's one thing that people do not understand, that non-Muslim people who get some sympathy from Muslims do not understand, and that is when Muslims begin to like you, when you begin to get a Muslim audience, what the Muslim audience wants is not to eventually get advice from you to the Muslim world. What they want is for you to convert to Islam.
Yeah, or for you to make your platform available to their dawah guys.
Yes.
So their dawah guys can use your platform to do dawah to people who don't know anything about Islam, because those are the best potential converts.
Yes.
And so, yes, if you're saying something that is useful to them or you are useful, they will briefly shower you with praise. And the mistake you're making is, oh, well, since they're really liking me, therefore they're going to take my advice. No.
Huge mistake.
Big mistake. Super chats here. Michelle here says, let's talk Islam. Psychologist, atheist, Christian, and Jew would be amazing. Can you guys get Jordan Peterson, AP, David Wood, and Shapiro? No, that would not happen. Because the moment any of these guys were having a conversation with us, it would they get blasted even more by the Dawah crew. Look what they did. Look what They're Islamophobes. They're Islamophobes. It's going to be interesting once everyone ends up in the Islamophobe category, because everyone is a target, and eventually everyone realizes it. And again,
even fellow Muslims are Islamophobes. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I spent the past 20 years warning people, and I get to spend the next 20 years saying I told you so, relentlessly, and I am going to say it. I'm going to say it. Bella says, you guys think that years of abuse by media on Jordan Peterson did too much irreparable damage to his reasoning. Yes, that's actually part of it. It's when it's just a human tendency. It's Jordan Peterson you think, he's an expert in psychology, therefore he's not susceptible to this sort of thing. No, he's susceptible to it too. You would just think that he could spot it in himself. But if you're being attacked relentlessly, you start looking for allies. You start looking for ways to expand your support base to deal with the relentless attacks. And so if you're being attacked by politicians and journalists and educators and entertainers, and there's a thing where they're going to take away his license and things like that, you start looking, hey, who are my potential allies out here? And he's looking at this and going, Muslims are my potential allies. How can I make a difference in that community and get them to rally around me? Well, I'm looking at their dawah guys. Their dawah guys are all these condescending guys who just start telling everyone what to do and acting like they control the place. Hey, let me do that too. And doesn't work at all. Because you don't have that pass yet. You have to. If he had converted to Islam, then he would get that pass. And so, hey, yeah. Jordan, if you want to do something, if you want to do what you're obviously trying to do, just tell them that you're really impressed by Muhammad, and you went ahead and read the Quran after years, and you see how powerful it is, and it's just amazing. You're converting to Islam. You will have an instant more than billion loyal followers, Jordan.
Yes.
And
he has to say. Go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to say, and then you would have people who are going to block you from criticism from the media and so on. So the media says, look at Jordan Peterson, and nope, they'll get shouted down. They'll get shouted down by your followers. So that's how you get your pass, Jordan.
Safest thing to do, I would say, is to say something like, I'm a non-Muslim, but I have nothing but respect for Islam. I'm a non-Muslim, but Muhammad was an amazing person, peacemaker, this and that. You will instantly get boosted. It's going to be amazing.
Or yeah, next best thing to one of those options would be right now, after taking a closer look, I've decided that Hamas are the good guys, eh? And then instant billion plus followers.
Inshallah.
Michelle here said, thank you guys for the great work. Enjoy the shows. By the way, why are you stuttering? This is clearly directed to you, AP, because I wasn't stuttering. And you're the one who's quiet, and that means stuttering in Muhammad Hijab's book.
Man.
All right, back to our good friend Jordan.
And also time to stop regarding the Christians, and even more specifically, the Jews, as your enemies. Why?
I can't watch 10 seconds of this. It's so like you could sit here and think, okay, this is what a Canadian college professor would think.
Yeah.
Is the case. And hey, I'm just going to go in here and make a video message to Muslims. And I'm going to say, hey, Sunnis and Shias, stop fighting each other. You've been doing it for 14 centuries, but just stop because I say so. And now, hey, stop viewing Jews and Christians, which your prophet defined as the worst of creatures. And your prophet, the same guy who said that you need to expel these guys from the Arabian Peninsula, stop viewing them as enemies. Especially you Muslims who read your prophet said, hey, you're going to find Jews hiding behind the rocks and trees, and rocks and nature itself is going to help you exterminate them. But stop viewing them like that. Just view them as friends and allies against trans community. It's like, wait, are you nuts, man? Are you?
It's incredible that he highlights. He emphasizes Jews because everyone knows Muslims have a big problem with Jews. He emphasizes that, and it already sounds very problematic when he does this. but it actually gets worse when you keep listening, where he mentions Jews again.
All right, so let me
just
back
gets
this
worse.
up a little bit. Okay.
It just gets worse.
Yourselves, you Shiites and Sunnis.
You Shiites and
And also
Sunnis.
time to stop regarding the Christians, and even more specifically, the Jews as your enemies.
This aged well.
Why? Not least because you have the enemy located in the wrong place. First,
The Jews aren't your enemies. Your enemy is some sort of internal spiritual. Let's see.
the best place to find Satan, let's say,
is in your nose. Or when you feel peeing in your ear. It's not something from Muhammad Hijab's golden showers. No, that's Satan, according to Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him. This is awesome.
is within. If you think the true enemy is in someone else's heart, then you haven't thought nearly long enough about the darkness within. And you have therefore fallen prey to the most subtle temptation of the ancient demonic spirit.
You idiots.
So you're...
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Stop viewing your enemies as the people Muhammad defined as your enemies, and just go with the guys, the little devil sleeping in your nose.
Makes sense. Why not?
Gotta be.
best bet on the spiritual warfare front is to make of yourself and your Muslim practice something so admirable that the light shining from your well-constituted psyches and productive, generous, and wise actions is so intense that people convert to your faith from sheer admiration.
That's not how it works. You're supposed to be loud and yell and say, Islam is strong! Islam is strong! That's
Guys, did everyone catch what he just said? Hey, stop viewing. You Sunnis, stop viewing Shias as your enemy. Shias, stop viewing Sunnis as your enemy. And both you, Sunnis and Shias, stop viewing Jews and Christians as your enemy and start looking for Satan within you, within yourself. And then focus on defeating Satan within you and make your behavior so admirable that people will convert to your religion because of sheer admiration at your wonderful, wonderful behavior. This is Jordan Peterson explaining how Muslims should be doing things right now.
And remember, what did Ali Dawa say recently? Ali Dawa said that Islam is popular now. People want to convert to Islam because of its intolerance.
It's intolerance.
Yeah.
So different ideas there. And so you've got Jordan Peterson talking here. And then, of course, after the recent the October 7th attacks, then, when he said, give them hell, Netanyahu. And then, I mean, I'm not talking about random Dawa guys. Sheikh Yasser Qadi told him to die in his rage.
Oh, yeah.
Told him to die in his rage. That's how Ali Dawa talks to us. Right? This is Sheikh Yasser Qadi responding to Jordan Peterson, whom all these Muslims very, very short time ago viewed as an ally, and now die in your rage. I don't realize how quickly these guys will absolutely turn on you for saying the wrong thing at any point. Cedric here says, not to belittle the PPS Small podcast, but wouldn't AP prefer to speak to Pierce Morgan at this point? Oh,
I
PP
would.
Small. What's the... Is that PBD supposed? Is that a joke?
Maybe.
On PBD?
I guess so. I guess so.
PP Small.
Yeah, no, I would do that. I would definitely do that. I think Pierce Morgan's platform would be very, very good, and people need to recognize and take seriously the whole Islamic aspect of this stuff. I would definitely like to take that there, but I don't think he would like that.
Hashtag never stutter.
Nice.
Benjamin says, hey, David and AP, do you think Islam can be reformed to be more peaceful and also compatible with the West?
No.
Yeah, look at what you said here. Islam.
No.
If you say, can a Muslim be reformed, and can a Muslim be peaceful, and can a Muslim be compatible with the West? Sure, as an individual, you can if as an individual, you're free to interpret things however you want, although other Muslims are going to say you're not in the Muslim category because you're not submitting properly. You do have different groups with different levels of aggressiveness, but there's just this ongoing problem that the clearest passages in their most respected sources tend to call for things like massacring Jews, subjugating the entire world. So the further you reform, the less Islamic you are in that sense. And then there will just always there will be a Muslim community saying, look, they're compromising, they're not real Muslims. And then they become the enemies too.
Alhamdulillah.
And so I think the closest thing you can have to this is if you look at the pattern of conduct from Muhammad, who was the pattern of conduct, when he was completely outnumbered and didn't have political power, then his message was to advocate a kind of peace and tolerance where Allah is the final judge. Hey, let's not fight. That message changed once he was strong enough to fight. And so in theory, if the Muslim community is too weak to subjugate, then it's not nearly as dangerous as when they're strong enough to fight. So I think that's your best bet. But yeah, the more Islam is reformed, the less it is Islam. Because again, Islam just means submission. It's submission, and it doesn't just say that you must submit to Allah. It tells you how to submit to Allah, and you submit to Allah according to the Quran by unquestioningly obeying everything Muhammad says. That's it. That's Surah 4, verse 65. You submit to Allah by unquestioningly obeying everything Muhammad says and not questioning it, not even having any resistance in your heart. And as long as that is what Islam is, I don't think the world's going to have too much rest from problems.
You spent so much time answering this question. I just said it. I said no. That's it. One word. Yeah.
I must have zoned out when you said that. It's funny everyone's using this guy. She was 9 years old. She was 9 years old. Said, why are you stuttering? She was 9 years old. Why are you stuttering? She was 9 years old. Eddie says, first super chat ever. What made Muhammad so persuasive when compared to other cults of his time? You may have a different view on this, AP, but we happen to know that they were familiar during Muhammad's time with monotheism, and society was, in a sense, ripe for proponents of monotheism to come in and argue for, one God and so on. Muhammad did that, did not make a terribly big splash until the message became, hey, join me and we're going to go around taking everyone's stuff. And if you die while fighting for me, then you get to spend eternity deflowering virgins in paradise. If you survive the battle, then we're going to take all these people's wives and daughters and stuff, and then you get to take them as your sex slaves.
Nice.
That's when he exploded in popularity. Do you have a different take, or am I right on the money there?
Pretty much, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So Muhammad had a better understanding of what really motivates a lot of people.
Alhamdulillah.
Gross. Peace be Muhammad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kazoop said, this is against the Prophet Muhammad. What's with all these? Does it say hobo cop? Hobo cop. I have crazy doubts about Islam being the fastest growing religion in the world. The doctrines are ridiculous and the Dawa guys are insanely rude. Yeah, even these statistics from that Pew Research poll, that the Pew Research study that declared Islam the fastest growing religion, it was saying that was based on birth rates. That was based on Muslim birth rates in Muslim countries. They had the highest birth rates. And they tended to have the highest birth rates everywhere else. Those birth rates have been falling, and there is now the avalanche of apostasy. So, yeah, you're looking for that time when the avalanche of apostasy ends up being offsetting the numbers of everyone who's being born, right? In other words, once people are leaving Islam faster than new Muslims are being born, then Islam will be shrinking.
Yes.
But you also have all kinds of issues, like there are millions and millions of closeted ex-Muslims in Muslim countries who just can't say that they're ex-Muslims because
they're
something
weaklings.
bad will happen.
Yeah.
Weaklings. It's weak according to AP. Just do like AP.
Yeah.
There's a goal.
See, there's a goal. Just
be like AP.
Open about it.
There's a goal.
Second, far more unites you with the other people of the book, as your own prophet himself, peace be unto him, for.
See, I get to talk down to them as long as I say peace be unto him, then they'll love me.
Him.
Let me rewind that again so we can get this. It's all you have to do, Jordan Peterson. It's funny because he had his theory, and his theory just isn't working.
There's a goal. Second, far more unites you with the other people of the book, as your own prophet himself, peace be unto him, forthrightly said, than what divides you.
For instance, you may think it divides you that your prophet ordered you to violently subjugate them and to make them pay the jizya. But you all believe in God, so who cares? My goodness, man. What is this?
Believe, for example, in a book. You all believe for...
You all believe in a book?
Whoa. Whoa. That's amazing.
No.
Why is he talking about something he doesn't know anything about? He says you.
Well, he's got a point. We all do believe in a book.
But he refers to all of them. He says, "You people of the book." It's like Muslims are not people of the book. That's not what they believe.
But they do believe in a book, AP. Anyone who believes in a book is on the same page of a different book.
Shouldn't he know better than to talk about something he has like literally like little to no clue of? I don't know.
Example, in God, and believe that you have an ultimate duty to that God. You are...
It's so funny. Hey, you believe in a book, and you believe in God, and you believe you have an ultimate duty. Yeah, the duty including to completely wipe out Jews. Like you think you can't just sweep that part. Hey, you all believe in God, so just be on the same page. Wait. They believe God calls them to subjugate us and to exterminate them. So that's not a deal breaker, Jordan? Well, no.
Well, no. As long as you believe in God.
You're crushing it, man. Let me back this up because it's so awesome.
You all believe, for example, in a book. You all believe, for example, in God.
That's true.
And believe that you have an ultimate duty to that God. You are all followers of a prophetic tradition. And that is a tradition that unites the wisdom of the past with the vision and voice of those willing to see and speak truly and lovingly in the present.
Truly and lovingly? Their prophet, hold up. I just got to put it back up on the screen, man.
This is so cringy.
I just got to put it back up on the screen. It was narrated that Abu Hurairah said, the messenger of Allah said, the hour will not begin until the Muslims fight the Jews, and the Muslims will kill them until a Jew hides behind a rock or a tree, and the rock or tree will say, O Muslim, O slave of Allah, there is a Jew behind me. Come and kill him. That's the prophetic tradition that one of these groups is following. And it's not a deal breaker.
You all believe in God.
Yeah, you all believe in prophets. Seriously? Oh my goodness, man. I don't even know what to do with this.
That's the thing with Jews, and that's the very explicit one. But then it's also with Christians. It's just, you are supposed to subjugate the Christians. And you're supposed to eventually kill the Jews.
Except in Arabia. In Arabia, it's... So we had Umar bin al-Khattab said that he heard the messenger of Allah say, I shall certainly expel the Jews and Christians from the Arabian Peninsula until I leave only Muslims there. My goodness, why didn't Muhammad say, oh, but we all believe in God and we all believe in a book, so hey, let's all just be friends.
Man.
These are the kinds of things you can't ignore, Jordan.
Can't ignore it, man. Georgie boy.
Red Knight decided to start a war. He said, drinking game, take a shot every time David says, notice, or did you catch that? God bless you both. I always enjoy catching these streams.
Nice.
Fine, Red Knight, play this game. Notice, 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 notice. There. You're going to be unconscious in 5 minutes.
Good luck.
Good luck.
And you are all threatened, in a very real sense, by the system of vengeful Luciferian ideas that currently confronts all that is transcendent, traditional, and valuable on the sexual front, on the familial front, on the conceptual front, on the psychological and sociological front, and, in the final analysis, on the theological front.
By the way, Muslims don't have the same beliefs about abortion. So when he says, I guess that's what he means by the conceptual, yeah. But Muslims don't really have the very same beliefs and don't have that much emphasis on the whole abortion issue.
Yeah, you see what he's doing here, though, everyone? He just, hey, you guys should, saying we should unite because we have a common enemy.
Yeah.
Hey, you're all being attacked. You're all being attacked, and therefore you should lay aside your differences and unite against your common enemy that's coming to attack you all. And yeah, there are situations where you would want to align with other groups when you have a common enemy. It's just in my mind, when one group wants to subjugate or exterminate the other groups, that's kind of a deal breaker for me.
This is just disgusting to me. Like I stand, I'm on the side here, and this guy comes out there and it's like, "Hey, how about we work together? You all believe in a book." And I'm just sitting there and thinking, so you want to work together with those guys who say once they get what they want, they will kill me. Okay, yeah, sure, why not? I support you.
Indeed. Only Mike Winger and his wingalings can save us now. That is true. If not, it's not the wingalings. The wingalings will save us all. Jordan Peterson's message didn't age well. You know what else didn't age well? The strap of the anus. It's the leather strap. The leather strap. We're not talking about a random strap. We're talking about leather strap here.
It's important. It's a leather strap. Yeah.
T Turbine says, hi, Matthew 12:31-32. All manner of blasphemy will be forgiven, and any word spoken against the Son will be forgiven. Please compare with Islam. Thanks. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, compare.
In terms of
spoken against the Son. In terms of what?
In terms of the forgiveness and the wrath. I don't know. What is it? I don't know.
Wait, man, this Mercedes F1 fan really loves us. We are a religion of peace and tolerance, Kaffer. I can't even tell this guy's joking. But
it's probably a troll at this point. I don't think
he seems to. I don't know. He's been coming for a couple of weeks, and he seems pretty serious. So I don't know.
Yeah,
you don't underestimate the trolls here. As a psychology professor, JP didn't foresee risk with benzos. I doubt he'd see his thought prison from inside his new fame bubble. Our socialization obscures plenty. Yeah, so I guess the idea here is even people who really study psychology are not immune to the issues they would see in others if they were watching it. Doesn't mean they're somehow immune to them themselves.
Yeah. There's nothing really fundamentally wrong with benzos, by the way. It's just the risk associated with it and just the handling of it, and I don't know. AP
defends benzos. You heard it here, folks. Everyone should be on benzos according to AP.
Yeah.
Me and Lorenzo rolling in a benzo.
Oh yeah. Where did you get that? Where did you see that somewhere here, or
what?
Did you just think about?
That's NWA, man.
I know that's NWA, but why?
You don't know anything.
Why did you just say that?
Because you said benzo.
Oh, because benzo. Okay.
Yeah, when people say benzo, I think of me and Lorenzo rolling in the benzo.
How about we all quit squabbling over?
What? We never thought of that one, Jordan. Let's
quit squabbling?
Let's quit squabbling. Hey, Jordan, why don't you say that right after the terrorist attack in Israel, October 7th? Why'd you say give him hell, Netanyahu, instead of why don't we all quit squabbling?
Yeah.
That would have worked better, right? Just say, hey, quit squabbling, everyone. Because that's what it's been 14 centuries of. It's just squabbling.
So ridiculous.
My goodness. Just stop squabbling. Oh, gosh. Man, when you combine that with the power of Lex Friedman's, hey, all religions teach love. Wow, these guys are great problem solvers. It's just like you've got these really, really, really serious problems here. And one of them is you've got a really, really big religion that calls for the violent subjugation of the entire world. And these guys think they're going to solve it with little videos and tweets. And that's going to solve the problem.
Of course, man. Hamas is going to read these tweets and Hamas is going to watch this video and be like, hey, why have we been fighting all this time? Let's find the pen bell.
I told them to find the pen bell. They don't find the pen bell. I don't know what to do now. I solved the problems. They don't listen.
Yeah.
Looking forward to you, Duo, giving JP an Islam 101 lecture. Yeah, he needs it because notice, I mean, this isn't difficult. It's not like, oh, it's so hard to understand. It's not. It's hard to solve. It's easy to understand. But people think it's easy to solve when they don't understand it. And so, yeah, understand what the heck the problem is and then try to come up with a solution. But a tweet or a, hey, just stop fighting. Yusuf here says, yeah, Jordan, we all believe in the moon god Allah who ordered all mankind to lick the Abrahamic black stone.
Of course.
We got Mercedes F1 fan again. I speak for Allah. Do not scrunch up ever, kafir. I can't tell. These sound like trolling, but I've seen so many of them from him that didn't sound like trolling. I don't know what to think anymore. The entire world is...
At this point, I'm convinced he's trolling.
Okay, we're just going to conclude that everything you post now, Mercedes, is a troll. But notice we've got benzos, Mercedes, benzo, Mercedes, benzo. We got benzos and Mercedes. All right.
Trinkets and details, and face the real problem. And I should also point out...
What was he saying about trinkets?
On the theological front. So, how about we all quit squabbling over trinkets and details and face the real problem?
Which isn't that one religion calls for the subjugation of others or calls for the extermination of Jews. Not the problem.
I should also point out that it is not the individual carriers of the woke, politically correct, degenerate, neo-Marxist ideas that should be regarded as the enemy either. First, we must take the idea that the satanic impulse within is the prime enemy with all due seriousness. Second, we must understand that even those quite possessed by the spirit of Cain that attracts and drives confused and lost people to the Luciferian ideologies of the materialist utopians are, in the ideal, fully redeemable and only...
Nope. That's not how it works.
Jordan Peterson just said it's how it works. What do you...
The entire time he speaks like...
I was trying not to laugh, so I didn't even catch the last part, but go ahead.
He's speaking like he speaks to Christians, and he doesn't understand that a Muslim audience doesn't think like a Christian audience. A Muslim audience doesn't have the very same understanding of morality, the same understanding of theology, the same scriptural references, and so on. He simply does not get it. And it's just amazing to me that he thought it would be a good idea for him to not understand the topic at all and then to sit down and have a message for Muslims.
Elvis here, Dr. Elvis says, what should I tell a friend who believes what Sahaja Yoga says about little Mo? They say he is an avatar of God. He prefers believing the Sahaja Yoga more than Islamic sources are
What
not
in
the
the
original.
world is Sahaja Yoga?
I'm guessing some, does that mean yogi? Is that a, hey, boo-boo?
Sahaja Yoga is a religion founded in 1970 by Nirmala Srivastava. Nirmala, the revered Immaculate Mother, or simply as Mother by her followers work also. It's some weird cult, it looks like. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, we'd have to find out a little more about the cult. In the meantime, I would just say, just start asking questions. Why you believe that? Why you believe that? Why you believe that person? Because notice, if you're dealing with a person who's going to take this other person as the authority on matters of religion, and that person can then say, notice the parallel, right? So this person or this group is saying, hey, we're teaching this about Muhammad, and it doesn't matter what the actual sources about Muhammad say. It's whatever this person or this group says, that's authoritative. It's the same thing that Muhammad did, right? Muhammad got to simply define Abraham and Moses and Jesus and so on as part of his group. And it didn't matter what the actual sources say. It's whatever Muhammad says. So you're dealing with kind of the same problem. Namely, once you take someone as your unquestionable authority, what do you do with it? So you have to question whether that person is really the authority they believe.
And of course they are,
yeah. D Wood F1 Troll wants you to eat a Quran cake. Yeah. Well, I would if I were taking him seriously, but now we're thinking that he may be just a troll. Yeah. Michael, may many shins be upon your precious Allah. DJ here says, speaking of a common enemy, I've seen Quran online. Sunni and Shia are all united on this issue, even though they have attacked each other in the past.
That's the one thing they say, that hating Jews is the one thing that unites all of them, no matter what kind of Islam they're following, no matter what kind of conflict they're having. They could be in Yemen, they're in the middle of a brutal civil war, but they somehow come together and condemn Israel.
And that's why you'll have Hamas letting Iran call shots for them.
Yeah.
Right. It bridges all divisions, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Islam may be bad, but Jazael is cool. You know what that is?
No, it's probably some weird reference to some music band again. I don't know.
Praying for you, AP. Also, get Mike Wingy on. We need him. We do. We need Mike Winger on here.
Inshallah, yes.
I can solve the crisis. I'll just go give everyone a great big hug.
Mike Winger shows up in Gaza with an army of winglings. They start hugging everyone. They're hugging the IDF. They're hugging Hamas. They're hugging everyone. Everyone's hearts melt. Peace in the Middle East, thanks to Mike Winger.
That makes sense. I can imagine that.
Yeah, you got it.
Why not?
San here says, JP doesn't even believe this nonsense, just gave up on preventing Islamization and will peddle whatever can trick them to be peaceful. Truth be damned. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he seems to have his heart in the right place, just completely deluded in what he thinks will actually be effective. But I have to say, because I understand this. If you're a professor and so on, and you have students and they're Muslim students, and then you have colleagues at the university who are Muslims, and you get along with people, you don't tend to think, oh, the real problem is the sources and so on. Someone's got to be misrepresenting something. Someone's got to be off about all this, because I know lots of Muslims and they all seem like really nice and so on. So I don't know what the problem is. The problem is, everyone absorbed the idea at some point that they need to be attacking other groups and so on. So if I just tell them to stop that, then that'll solve the problem.
Yeah, it's going to work.
Yeah,
definitely.
From Carlos and the bulldozer here. Eat a Quran with soy sauce and garlic powder. I eat the Quran. No, I don't need soy sauce or anything.
That sounds disgusting.
Nope. Don't need it. All right.
Partially consumed. Even the committed
With garlic
student
powder.
ideologues who have, for example, attacked me and others like me rather viciously are generally, say, 90% or perhaps 80, reasonable and potentially civilized people who could still see the light.
But you are not.
Muslims, reach across the sectarian divide.
Here we go. All right, here's what it all comes down to, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the advice. He's going to solve 14 centuries of bloodbaths with his timeless advice. Let's go. Here we go.
The light.
Here we go. There it comes.
Muslims, reach across the sectarian divide. Shiites, find a Sunni pen pal.
Stupid!
Oh boy.
He's so smart. So why is he saying something so stupid?
That'll solve all the problems. That will solve the entire conflict. Why are these people fighting right now? Why are Israel and Hamas fighting? Here's the solution. This is the solution. Find a pen pal. Idiots.
Find a pen pal. Let me back it up a little bit here.
Muslims, reach across the sectarian divide. Shiites, find a Sunni pen pal. Communicate.
What kind of fantasy world is this?
The standard narrative has holes in it.
This is so dumb. Dr. Jordan Peterson, what in the world?
Get a pen pal.
What's wrong with you, man?
All right. Let's see if we can actually make it through this.
Muslims, reach across the sectarian divide. Shiites, find a Sunni pen pal. Communicate with someone on the other side. Sunnis, do the same.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So just to be clear, it's not just Shias getting a Sunni pen pal. It's Sunnis are also going to get Shia pen pals.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is ridiculous, man.
Why did no one else think of this? It's so brilliant.
God,
and then maybe reach out tentatively to a Christian.
Ooh.
Or even, heaven forbid, a Jew.
Oh, see? Now notice, AP. Notice, AP. Jordan Peterson said this last year. Guys, Sunnis, get a Shia pen pal. Shias, get a Sunni pen pal. And then once you guys, you got the idea of the pen pal down, you see all the bridges you can build, then get a Christian pen pal. And then a Jewish pen pal. Ooh. Notice, people didn't listen to him. They wrote him off. They dismissed him. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And what did you get? Terrorist attack. How many people followed his advice and all of a sudden got pen pals? No one, not one. Nobody. In the world, zero. And look at the result. We're almost at World War III because people didn't listen to Jordan Peterson's pen pal solution to 14 centuries of jihad violence.
Stupid idiots. That's what happens.
You know, it's weird, man. We look at the sources and we see fight those who do not believe in Allah. Don't take the Jews and Christians as friends. They are friends of each other. We look at these things and we think, we got a problem here. We don't think, hey, just get a pen pal.
Isn't there a hadith, though, that goes, Muslims find a pen pal? Oh, man.
It's Surah Jordan Peterson. Surah Jordan Peterson.
Man.
Oh, yeah. See that lost book of the Quran. Maz here says, you guys are supporting the genocide of Palestinians. By doing what? By watching Jordan Peterson's video here, apparently. Don't tell me that they are trying to attack Hamas. BS. Thousands of kids dead. Hypocrisy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they're
I'm
not
not even going to waste time with that.
Yeah. They're actually, so according to this, they're actually not going after Hamas. They're just, they're genociding Palestinians. That's what they're doing. They're not trying to get Hamas, who just killed a bunch of people and then ran and hid in Palestine. Nope. The Jews just woke up one day and said, "Hey, we got to go genocide. We got to carry on our genocide." What started it? Oh, all these people being slaughtered by Hamas, and then Hamas running back and hiding among civilians.
Well, it makes sense.
That's how it works.
Makes sense.
Oh, the Jazail is a muzzle loader from Afghanistan. Now you know, because you were asking what that is, and you got it totally wrong. You thought it was a band, AP.
It is a. If I say it's a band, then it's a band.
That'd be a cool band name.
Yeah.
Afghani muzzle loader. That'd be cool.
That's good. That's good. That's solid.
This is so cute. Want to listen to him laying on my lap. Jordan Peterson with his cute little theories. They're so adorable. Let's see. I think Jordan Peterson is actually correct, just using basic logic. If he isn't, then explain to me, why are my eyes the leather strap of the anus? Good point. We hadn't even thought of that. We hadn't even thought of that. That is a good point. All right, back to Jordan here.
Because perhaps it is time for those who purport to be followers of God to act like it.
Look at his face. This is why Muslims flipped out. Hang on.
Act like it.
Purport to be followers of God to act like
This guy thought Muslims are going to listen to this.
Yeah.
Hey, you claim to be a follower of God. A God who says what? Who says that you can only submit to him by mindlessly obeying Muhammad. Muhammad who said what? That you don't get your virgins until you exterminate the Jews. Yeah. So stop acting like you need to subjugate Jews, which is exactly what your prophet declared. And just get pen pals. Like, you're not commanded at all.
You Muslims, you're acting like you're people of God. Act like it.
I don't know what to do.
Fantastic message, man. Great message. Muslims
I think that,
very well.
Yeah. So this is the main. Let's see this again, because this was the main thrust of his entire video here.
Side Sunnis do the same, and then maybe reach out tentatively to a Christian, or even, heaven forbid, a Jew.
A Jew.
Because perhaps it is time for those who purport to be followers of God to act like it.
Act like it.
And to be convincing in those actions, even to those whose premature cynicism and skepticism have driven them into the towers of Babel, constructed by the avatars of the resentful.
Oh, there's some babble here.
Yeah.
I definitely see quite a bit of babble going on here.
You know what's funny about that to me is that the Tower of Babel plays no role in Islam at all. It's not mentioned in any source. It has no significance. Muslims don't know about the Tower of Babel. So is again another sign that he doesn't know.
But I don't know. I seem to see a lot of babble in the Muslim sources, though, AP. So I just got to agree with Jordan Peterson on this one.
You are right about that.
It's all about the babble.
Leo says, right.
What are 3 points that Christians should know about Islam? I've noticed that the average Christian, from my experience, doesn't really know very much about Islam. Leah, it's actually worse than most people know. When I post a video, like telling Christians to learn some basic information, I get, no, all we need to know is the Bible. And I've said about 1 trillion times, Islam spreads in 2 main ways. It spreads through physical force, or it spreads in an atmosphere of ignorance where the Muslim preacher can basically lie about anything he wants people to believe. And so if you know, hey, Islam tends to spread either through violence or through by lying to people who are completely ignorant of Islam, and you say, hey, we choose to remain in ignorance, you're basically giving them what they want.
How about no?
Yeah. So as far as 3 points that Christians need to know, I don't know. I actually have a video titled three Quran verses every Christian should know. You can actually read some of the comments here. You'll find Christians who are saying, "What? I don't need to know the Quran. I don't need to know the Quran. Ignorance it's weird. People who think that ignorance is a virtue. Being ignorant about various things in the world is. I don't need to know mathematics. I don't need to know grammar. I just don't need to know any of that stuff. God wants me ignorant. Doesn't want me to learn anything. What? Where'd you get that idea?
It makes sense.
3 points Christians should know about Islam. What do you? You're not a Christian, AP. What would you want Christians to know about Islam?
Oh, I would like them to know that they have a very weird understanding of Jesus, but that needs a lot of detail.
Yeah, so the Muslim view of Jesus, and so matter of fact, that would be one fundamental point. You could focus on a particular thing, like they deny that Jesus is the Son of God or something like that, or they deny the crucifixion or something like that. But just the overall picture, Jesus is, according to Islam, the word of Allah. He's a spirit from Allah. He's born of a virgin. He performs an array of miracles. So he lives the most miraculous life in history, according to Islam. He's the Messiah. He's going to come back. But he didn't die on the cross, he didn't rise from the dead, and he's not Lord. So pretty much exactly what you would expect a false prophet who's corrupting the gospel to teach. All right, so you'd want them to know about the Islamic view of Jesus. What else, AP? I'm going to go ahead and give my second point. I would say that Islam calls for the violent subjugation of Christians. Should that be a good point to know?
Yeah, that's very Islamophobic, but yes.
Oh, I'm even going to give the third point.
Yes.
My view is, if you are listing the most important things, my third point on that list would be Christians need to understand what Islam teaches about the gospel, about the book that the Quran says we have. The Quran affirms the inspiration and the preservation and the authority of our book. If Christians would learn that, it would be pretty world-changing if Christians learn that, because almost every Muslim you run into thinks he can dismiss everything having to do with Christianity by just saying, your book's been corrupted, when that's not what his God and his prophet said. So I would say learn that.
Yeah. And I would say also one thing to remember is the difference between the Islamic understanding of God and the Christian understanding of God, or the Islamic understanding of God and the Abrahamic understanding, the biblical understanding of God, where the Islamic understanding of God is like, where is that this God, his name is Allah, and he has no idea about the Bible. He's completely disconnected from anything in the Bible. His house is the Kaaba, which has nothing to do with biblical tradition. And all of these things, which is why I made several videos on that I think, like, I want to show those videos to everyone who thinks they need to learn a little bit of stuff about Islam.
No, because you're an atheist and no one's going to listen to you on this stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Whose premature cynicism and skepticism have driven them into the towers of Babel, constructed by the avatars of the resentful intellect.
Yeah.
Is there someone in the Muslim world willing to build an electronic system to bring people from the Sunni and Shiite community together?
This is very important. Build this right now.
Because there's just no system in the world where Sunnis and Shias can interact with each other and have discussions. Could you imagine if someone built a platform where they could have discussions? Eh? Why has no one done this?
Platform. Call it Muslim Pen Pals.
You need to get the domain muslimpenpals.com.
Man.
Oh, boy. Oh, hang on. DJ here says, screaming at Hamas. I told you to become pen pals, eh?
Oh, man. Stop making fun of the guy.
Bulldozer here. Also, the Khyber Pass produces some cool fire sticks.
Okay.
What's that mean?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. What's that mean? What's that mean, bulldozer?
I don't know.
Let's see. Maybe their pen pal will have a variant of the Quran that doesn't promote Jew hatred, or at least one without holes. You never know. That is a good theory. Maybe you interact with some other people, and they've got a different Quran that doesn't say that the worst enemies of the Muslims are the Jews, as we read in Surah 5. So yeah, could. David, I see God bringing Jews home. Prophecy. Prophecy you? It's the prophecy you.
Prophecy you?
Prophecy you? Oh, we've asked him if I agree with that prophecy? I don't know. It's possible. That'd be cool. Shannon said, I had a Sunni pen pal and it didn't go well. Years of David Wood videos have been the best therapy for my recovery. Hoping to see your debate in Dallas to say thank you. Yeah, Shannon. Yeah, so debates.
Nice.
Gosh, is that next weekend? Next weekend.
I was invited for that debate conference.
But you're scared because you run.
And I even, he told me, okay, we're setting a date, we're going to do this. And then I dropped it for some reason.
Pathetic little weakling.
I thought, I don't want to publicly debate Muslims. So what if I embarrass myself? What if they humiliate me in public? What am I going to do? So I canceled. Yeah.
You can keep your Allah.
How about no? I don't buy your Allah.
Good point. And speaking of Allah, we've got some Arabic gibberish here. And Elvis again. Talking about pen pal, I converted to Islam because I was a leftist in the 90s, and I had a pen pal from Indonesia. I even had a Gaddafi poster on my bedroom wall.
Nice.
That's the level of ignorance that Jesus saved me from. Yeah, and so it is disturbing that you have Christians who are advocating remaining as ignorant as possible about Islam.
Amazing.
Mark Dulles here said that pen pal idea came right out of Jordan's anus. He needs more leather straps to hold it in. Something. Mark McFlounder says it's been 14 centuries of mostly peaceful jihad, and it's been safe and effective. Council of Nicaea, verse 39. Yep, it's too bad that book was taken out.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Is Vlad the Impaler the best anti-terrorist?
You could argue that, I guess.
Yeah, if you went, I mean, that's a guy who, I mean, we think of him by the association because that's what the Dracula's based on and so on.
Yeah,
dude was like horribly brutal and so on, but he kind of understood what he was dealing with. But I think over there they still view him as a hero who saved them from jihadis.
Well, he did. I mean, he was resisting the Ottoman Empire. He was resisting the subjugation by the Ottoman Empire, which was asking him for his tributes and his to pay his to show his obedience and all of that. And he was like, "No, I don't want to."
Yeah, and
come
so
and make me.
Yeah,
so
they fought.
Invited them.
Yeah, they had fights and stuff, and then he impaled thousands of corpses and so on along the road to get to him. And then the Ottoman Empire invades and they keep walking mile after mile of just bodies, decaying bodies on poles. And they eventually turned around and went back. They're like, screw this, man. We're not coming up here messing around with this dude.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure entirely if these are legends, but there are also some legends about how he had body parts, heads, and stuff like that inside his castle, on the walls. I don't know.
And that he drank blood. Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that Muslims shall not mistreat Christians if they turn their foreskin into their local mosque and pay jizya.
Oh, huh. Interesting.
Well, does here fire stick means gun. Also look up we know what the Jezzail is now. It's a gun. We found that out. It's a muzzle loader. Danny Lopez here, and Your videos entertain me, and I am pleased to see a converted psychopath go toe-to-toe with a psychiatrist. Yeah. Hey, how weird is that, where the psychopath understands people way more than the psychiatrist?
Yeah. Terrible.
Why? Because we both spend our entire lives reading other people. I'm just not influenced by emotions. Jordan Peterson is. Somebody needs to make a parody of the song Short Skirt, Long Jacket by Cake, but the song is about Muhammad desiring a girl who's 9 years old. Jot that one down.
Jeez, look at this. I was looking up something about Vlad the Impaler, and here's
That's
this,
what you're doing? We're having a show and you're just researching Vlad the Impaler?
Yeah, I was just looking something up, and there's this source from Historia Pannonica. It says Turkish messengers came to Vlad to pay respects, but refused to take off their turbans, according to their ancient custom. Whereupon he strengthened their custom by nailing their turbans to their heads with 3 spikes, so that they could not take them off anymore.
Dude is not playing around.
Messed up.
No, that goes right back to what we're talking about. There are historically certain groups who only understand being brutal, and then you look like a total sicko scumbag for recognizing this is the only thing that they're going to understand. This is wild stuff, man. This is creepy stuff. Short Skirt, Long Jacket by Cake. I'm going to check that out. See if that's actually
Probably.
Sir White Meat. How dare you make fun of the prophet?
If you know but Sir White Meat.
Teetle soda. Aaron. Oh, you who believe do not take the Jews and the Christians as allies. Some of them are allies of one another. I think Jordan needs to read this yet.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Read the next verse. The next verse says, find a pen pal.
Yeah, you can't leave that out.
Yeah.
And notice you've got some translations that translates because the word there is awliya, and some translators translate that as friends. Some say no. When we point it out and say, hey, this says don't take Jews and Christians as friends; they are friends of each other. The response is, oh no, it says allies. It's like they'll say it means allies or protectors, and it's like, wait a minute, don't take Jews and Christians as allies.
I don't buy your allies.
Yeah, or don't take them as protectors. So what? Police officers.
Yeah,
like doctors don't allow that sort of thing.
There's also another theory where friend in that case means don't take them as friends, means don't take them as pen pals, because they are pen pals of one another. That's what it means. Yeah.
San here says, I got myself a Muslim pen pal, but it didn't go well. Every attempt at productive conversation ended with him talking about the leather strap of the anus.
Gosh, stop it.
How are you encouraging this? He keeps using the same joke over and over, like with a different lead in. It's the same punchline every time. In Defenders of the West, Raymond Ibrahim talks about Vlad Dracula, the Dread Lord Impaler, also men like Skinnerberg, and yeah. No, I mean
Skinnerberg was the Albanian guy.
Keep in mind, the jihadis spent a long time trying to take Europe, and it was often some brutal people who didn't let them. David, do a skit where a Muslim and a Jew are pen pal. We should play the clip of Jordan Peterson and then do a little skit.
Hey, that's a good idea.
With Shake Your Booty, and you guys are writing letters. Where a Muslim and a Jew are pen pals, and when the Jew goes to get the letter from the mailbox, he gets something else. Trust me, look up pictures of... My goodness.
Don't look up pictures of the jizz.
I gotta look.
No,
what is that thing? Whoa! That's a weird looking... Huh. What is a weird looking gun?
You're looking at guns?
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're live. We're supposed to have a show.
Someone just said do it. What am I going to do? Not look at it? Said it like 10 times already.
Continue with the show. What is this?
Right. Yeah, we're almost done here.
a place where people of goodwill could reach electronically across the divide, person to person.
Oh wait, this is where he's giving his solution. I forgot. He's
Never
giving
heard of
his
that.
solution. Someone build a platform where Muslims and Sunnis and Shias can have an online discussion, because there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that, guys.
This is where the idea of Facebook came from. Jordan Peterson's actually it came up with the idea of Facebook.
What's funny is there were these chat rooms like that. I've mentioned this before, but there were these chat rooms like that with Sunnis and Shias, and I went up into one of these chats. So this is before YouTube. So you're talking like, I don't know, 2004 or something like that. Back then when I was in, and I heard that Shias have problems with Aisha, right? And so I jumped into one of these, the most active chat room, and I said, "Hey, I heard Shias don't like Aisha. Is this true?" And it instantly erupted into attacks on Aisha and defenses of Aisha. It was, yeah, we don't believe in her because she stole the leadership and blah, 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 and she poisoned Muhammad and blah, blah, blah. And then everyone trying to defend her. And then I just sat back and watched, and I was like, whoa, that was easy to completely derail everything in this chat room. And then they kicked me out. They kicked me out a couple minutes later. They're like, we see what you did there, trying to cause division. I was like, no, I was actually trying to ask a question. I didn't know that. I didn't know anything about Shia Islam. And
Sunnis have a really think that Shia Muslims are very hateful about Aisha, and I think it's justified, because Shiites can say some really messed up things about Aisha. For some reason, she is very demonized. I mean, they call her a prostitute and things like that. It's really bad. It's really messed up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this guy brings up a point. AP defends Hitler, Satan, benzos, and now Dracula. And over the past several live streams, you've defended all these. Isn't that interesting?
Defended, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you say, well, they're all trying to do what they believe is good, and therefore they're all good, according to AP.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Totally.
Welcome to atheism, folks. You guys better start talking about how peaceful Islam, or you may get some explosive surprises. Understand? Yeah, that's what we all need.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry.
Back to Jordan.
Constructed by the avatars of the resentful intellect.
Had to dial it back.
Is there someone in the Muslim world willing to build an electronic system to bring people from the Sunni and Shiite community together? A place where people of goodwill could reach electronically across the divide, person to person, and to formulate the kinds of personal, trusting friendships upon which a lasting peace truly might be founded?
Oh.
Wow. Powerful.
This will be recorded in history books as what kicked off that big platform which saved humanity.
Now, what's crazy is, like, the only thing that could possibly be what he wants it to be there would be, hey, why doesn't someone build a platform where Sunnis and Shias can get together and talk about how much they hate Jews, eh? That would be it. That would be the only thing that you could actually accomplish your goal with Jordan Peterson. So the question is, do you really want to go there? Other than that, they've been fighting for 14 centuries, and it's built into their systems now.
Stop hating each other.
A place where Jews and Christians, willing and eager to open communication with their Muslim brothers, might do. Upon which
I find it hilarious that he acts like he's inventing social media right now. A place where Jews and Christians can interact with Muslims. Wouldn't that be great?
Nobody ever thought about this before.
Truly might be founded. A place where Jews and Christians, willing and eager to open communication with their Muslim brothers, might do just that.
My dude.
There's a task for someone looking for a purpose.
Yeah, imagine someone making a social media platform.
It's an open invitation to do just that. If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
If you build a discussion board for Sunnis, Shias, Christians, and Jews to have conversations, people will flock to it.
This is a brilliant idea.
He's solving all the world's problems right now.
Everything. Yeah.
If you build it, get in touch with me. You'll figure out how to do it.
Yeah, you do it.
Let's message him. Hey, Jordan, we figured out how to build this.
And I'll publicize it.
Wow, he's going to help. He's going to help.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
all my Muslim listeners, watchers, and readers, for your kind attention and patience. I wish you well as you strive to become the light in the world that your faith truly demands.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can unite as people of the book and negotiate our way.
Wait, he's people of the book too? He's in there? Let's see if we can unite as people of the we?
No, he is not people of the book.
He is. He just said he is.
Muslims are not people of the book. You're not getting it right,
He
Jordan.
doesn't know the basics of the basics. Let me dial this up. Let me dial this back. This is at the very end, last couple seconds.
Light in the world that your faith truly demands. Let's see if we can unite as people of the book and negotiate our way toward the paradise that we might truly and jointly attain.
I'm really wondering, did anybody tell him, since this came out, did anybody tell him so far that people of the book does not mean Muslims, Christians, and Jews? Did somebody tell him that according to Muslims, people of the book are the others, not themselves? Did somebody tell him this? I mean, this is, he used it several times now, and he used that for his major rhetoric here, for his message here. He should have known the basics on that.
Yeah, and he really seems to think that we're aiming towards some utopia of Jews, Christians, Muslims all working together and loving each other in harmony, and this is going to start in some online platform that he's going to help promote as soon as someone builds it. And oh my goodness, everyone's flying over the wall and slaughtering people at a concert. Huh.
Yeah. Huh. How did that happen?
Well,
I imagine it's like one of those movies, like one of those movie scenes where Jordan Peterson's speech, his message to Muslims, is like played on these big screens across cities all over the world with some motivational music in the background. Everyone's stopping and like, wow, and this is changing the world.
Powerful. All right, so we wanted to revisit that video, ladies and gentlemen, just to point out that this did not age well, and
not at all.
Notice no one's plans, because I mean, other people, like again, politicians, journalists, educators, Hollywood, everyone has their idea. Oh, this is so simple. We'll just, this will make things work out, and they're all like absolutely delusional. Guys, you have a serious problem here. You've got an ideology that calls for the violent subjugation of the entire world. They're in the middle of what we're calling the avalanche of apostasy. And they're freaking out and deciding that they need to be more aggressive in dealing with the world before they just kind of fizzle out with apostasy. So they're trying to dial up their intolerance and their aggression right now. Oh, get a pen pal. What? Wait, what? Pen pal? Seriously? My goodness, man. Oh, boy. She was 9 years old, says people of the book. She was 9 years old. Got a point. Good. Oh, Sir Whitemeat here. Sorry, ran out of the room. Okay, broke down teetle soda. Explain that because we didn't know what that meant. Sorry, ran out of the room. So, teetle soda stands for the eyes are the leather strap of the anus. And just so you know, I did say that. So we got it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Now we know.
Nice.
And in the skit, instead of a bum, it should be feces. I say that because it should be... Still talking about the gun. Still talking about that gun.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, we just wanted... It's funny because we keep talking about all these other stuff, all these other things we want to cover in videos, and then we're just like, we need to go back and revisit that video from last year just to show. I mean, extremely intelligent guy, been interacting with Christians and Muslims been doing very carefully researched lectures on the Bible, and you say, hey, super smart guy who really, really understands psychology, how are we going to deal with this problem that's really reaching a boiling point right now? We'll get a pen pal. Thanks.
Very bad. Dr. Jordan Peterson, if you want to have some actual knowledge, some real ideas, you should talk to people who know. Talk to people who know better, not to the apologists.
Hey, Jordan Peterson.
Talk to us.
Get AP as a pen pal and ask him some questions about Islam.
But talk to both of us.
And then if you think, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, then get some Muslim pen pal friends and start asking them questions about what AP is saying. But don't say it's coming from AP. Just start asking. Hey, is this really what Islam teaches? Hey, find some people who are honest. I'm going to start seeing the problem here.
Yeah.
Where does the peace be upon him thing come from, and how is that not them worshiping Muhammad? Yeah, well, they seem to really think that part of Muhammad's status in the afterlife is dependent upon them constantly wishing peace upon him. As far as that, think about this. They're supposed to be obsessed all day, every day with Muhammad. They're supposed to always be thinking about Muhammad. And it's a bit worse than you realize, Justin, because they actually speak directly to Muhammad during their daily prayers. During their daily prayers, they speak directly to Muhammad. They don't say, like you can have Muslims all the time saying, peace be upon him. That's them wishing peace upon Muhammad. In their prayers, they say, peace be upon you, O prophet. Peace be upon you. That is direct address. They're speaking directly to him. But this is the religion that is against shirk and is just pure monotheism.
I made a video about this called Honoring the Prophet Muhammad a long time ago, many years ago. And you can watch it, in which I explained
Share the link.
How that happened. And in fact, I can read directly. Let me see. Let me share the link.
You can share the link is what you can do.
Where's my... What did I do with the tab? Why am I not here? This is weird. Wow. I'll do that. I'll post the link now in the chat.
All you had to do was share a link, and then people could watch it as we're logging off.
Okay, I'm posting it now in the chat.
Let's see. Don't see it.
Honoring the Prophet. Here. Posted it.
I see it now. All right. So we got the link. Everyone check that out as we're closing out. And what better way to sign out of this live stream where Jordan Peterson calls for pen pallery among all the people of the book. Doesn't know what that means. He doesn't know what it means, but he somehow knows that if you build a platform where people can actually interact and have discussions, because we don't have that, it doesn't exist. But if someone actually builds a platform where, people can chat about their beliefs and so on, it'll all be great. It'll all be wonderful. Won't it all lead to any sorts of bloodbaths and so on? So I'm not terribly convinced that will work, but all I can do...
You'll figure it out.
All I can do is fall back upon music.
Ain't gonna follow no child molester, sex offender, private pretender. Ain't gonna follow no child molester.
Islam's not for me. Islam's not for me.
Islam's not for
me.
Powerful. Catch you all next time.
Stay away from Islam.